Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their busy schedule to hang out with old Captain Will. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the love. I want to thank all the members. Thank all the members who are a part of the journey with Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Thank all the day ones who has been rocking with Captain Will since the beginning, because they found out early that you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. Follow me on Instagram at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. And wherever you get your podcasts, you can find Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Woo! Yo, it is shot o'clock. It is shot o'clock. It's Friday. Whatever time you may be watching me, if you might be watching this on a Saturday afternoon, you might be watching this on a Tuesday morning. It don't matter. It is Friday night for old Captain Will and his shot o'clock, celebrating the end of the work week. Celebrating the end of the work week. And what we have right here is a little bit of spiced rum. I got a little flavor to it. So we're gonna do that. So shot o'clock to everyone, get your drinks up. It might be some water, it might be some Gatorade, it might be some Ensure, whatever the case may be. Shot o'clock, y'all. Woo! That hits right there. That hit right there. Woo! We got a good one today, y'all. We got a good one today, y'all. We're talking about reasons. 5 different reasons why the Gamecocks will go back-to-back champions. 5 reasons why the Gamecocks will be the four-time national champions. Those are the facts. That is what's going down. And we have to start with a couple of things. We got to start with a couple of things. So we're starting with reasons why the Gamecocks are going to go back to back. We have to start with this right here. And that's returning starters. Returning starters. The Gamecocks got 4 returning starters on this basketball team, which we're returning 80%. 80% of the starters on this basketball team. And we started with Raven Johnson, okay? Raven Johnson, head of state, the point guard extraordinaire, the best pass first defensive point guard in college basketball. Those are the facts. Google it. Look it up. Those are the facts. She is. She is. Who also improved her shooting, shot over 40% from the field and 35% from 3. That's Raven Johnson. So she's returning. Redshirt junior. Tina Pow decided to come back for her 5th year. And I lament the fact that folks don't appreciate what we have in Tahina Pow sometimes at our own fan base. Don't realize what she brings to South Carolina, who's a 2nd leading assist getter on this basketball team, led the country in 3-point shooting, 3rd in points. I mean, I could go on and on about what she did. If you shoot 47% from 3 and improve your defensive prowess from the days at Oregon, y'all better appreciate this young queen. I'm telling you, you better, because she got something out for y'all tonight. She got something out for y'all next season. I'm telling you. It is going to be noise. It's going to be noise. I'm telling you. Bree Hall is almost like the unsung member of this quartet of starters that are returning. And Bree Hall had a very good season last year. She did. First year starting. Solid defense. Shot about 40% from 3. Handle the ball, not a turnover machine. Smart team captain, all the great things that you want in a player going into her senior year, crucial senior year. If she wants to improve her draft status, this is the year. It's no surprise now. She got crazy minutes last season in regards to South Carolina minutes. You know, none of these players get 35, 36 minutes per basketball game like some of these other teams. But for South Carolina standards, in terms of minutes, she was about third on the team. So Bree Hall will have the opportunity to progress and do better than she did last season, which is really good. And the fourth one is Chloe Kitts. First year started. Real talk. First year playing. And she averaged 9.6 rebounds for the South Carolina basketball team and is the second best post player in terms of defense coming back to this basketball team. Chloe is deadly from the mid-range. Chloe is tougher than she looks. Chloe was scrapped with anybody. We've seen that this season. And I know the media guy got her going to her sophomore year. Not really. In terms of play, this year she's going into her sophomore year, but that first year or first 6 months or 4 months, whatever you want to call it, when she showed up early and graduated early from high school and skipped the proms and skipped the senior trips and skipped all those festivities that those seniors do. Skipped the McDonald's All-American game because she knows she would have been in the McDonald's All-American game because she was 17th ranked recruit in class of 2023. But I digress. Okay. Chloe's really going into her second year at the University of South Carolina. I'm expecting huge things from Chloe Kitts this season. Huge. She's been really working on a game. She's not 6'2" no more. She is 6'3". Oh yeah, Chloe with the lashes. Chloe flipping her hair is about to do business all over the SEC this season. I cannot wait for that because she only averaged about 18 minutes per basketball game. 18 minutes per basketball game. That's what Chloe did in the starting role. The four starters are so solid. The four starters are so great. That's reason number one why we're going to run this thing back. Just that's the first reason, because of four starters. And Cap, you say that four starters is amazing, but hey, we lost a starter. We lost a high draft pick to the Chicago Sky, who happened to be playing tonight. Chicago Sky playing tonight. So we'll check out Kamilla Cardozo. We'll check out Angel Reese. But Kamilla Cardozo was a starter for South Carolina for one season. One season. She averaged 25.3 points, 25.3 minutes per basketball game, averaged a double-double, sensational defensive player, blocking shots, all those great things, which made her a high draft pick. 5-star recruit. Top 7 in her recruiting class. Great player. Great player. But make no mistake about it, y'all. And this is what I have to educate those non-South Carolina believers. This is what I have to educate. South Carolina is not built off one player, two players, or three players. South Carolina is built on 13 players with outstanding, amazing depth, with outstanding, amazing talent. Homeboy, DM me, say, Cap, what's up, brother? And it's like, what up? It's like, okay, what y'all gonna do in the middle? I'm like, what you talking about, man? What you gonna do in the middle? Y'all lost Kamilla Cardozo. What you gonna do now? What you got in the middle? I said, okay, I said like this right here. I said, first of all, we got Ashton Watkins, 6'3", 5-star recruit. Okay. Then we got Adhel Tac, 5-star recruit, 6'5". We got Maryam Dauda, 5-star recruit, 6'4". We got Sania Feagin, 6'3", 5-star recruit. It just goes on and on and on. As I listed all the players who will be playing in the post, I'm like, bro, it's a gluttony. A straight up gluttony of talent on South Carolina in the post position. We all right. Same folks who said, oh, what are we going to do then? We lost Aaliyah Boston. Oh, hey, what we going to do? We ain't do nothing except win a championship and go undefeated. That's all we did, 38-0. That's all we did. So there's not a situation where we lost all the starters and go into the season 38-0. Now we have 4 starters returning and still got something to say. But it's cute. It's cute. The demise of South Carolina Gamecocks is something else to some of these other fan bases. I love it. I love it. I love it. The second reason was the key players that are returning to this squad. So we identified the 4 starters that are returning to the squad, but we got another 4 who are returning, who has that championship pedigree for South Carolina, who has been there, who has improved, who has made great shots, phenomenal blocks, and made everybody stand up and be recognized. The first one is MiLaysia Fulwiley, the generational talent that Dawn Staley said last summer. MiLaysia Fulwiley. She's the returning scorer on this basketball team while playing 18.1 minutes to be exact, coming off the bench, averaged 12 points per game. That's MiLaysia Fulwiley, who is also a very good defensive player. And my humble opinion, and this is Cap's humble opinion, that MiLaysia Fulwiley is the best one-on-one player in college basketball. Who would you choose? One-on-one against MiLaysia Fulwiley. Exactly. I wish there was a league. I wish there was a situation where you go one-on-one. Oh, my God. Pay-per-view, NIL money, whatever the case may be. MiLaysia Fulwiley against Hannah Adalgo. Fulwiley against Juju Watkins. Just blows my mind. So she returning. Number 13th ranked player in the class of 2023. Mm-hmm. Then we got Ashlyn Watkins. Ashton Watkins, by defensive metrics, was the number 1 defensive player in the country. She just didn't play enough minutes. She only played 20.1 minutes per game. She was lambasted. She was thrown to the wolves in the regard of not awarding her the 6th Woman of the Year in the SEC. Didn't believe it. You cannot have a player from Florida to win the SEC 6th Woman of the Year when that dust player averaged more minutes than anybody on the basketball team. How the hell you do that? Because she didn't start, but she averaged about 30 minutes per game, and we're going to award her the 6th Woman of the Year? No. There's a flaw in the matrix. There's a glitch in the system when things like that happen. And folks wonder why, Captain Will, why are you going so crazy? Because things like that, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Ashton Watkins should have won, and in my humble opinion, is the 6th Woman of the Year coming back to this basketball team. But there ain't got no 6th Woman of the Year this year because she's going to be starting for South Carolina. Ashton Watkins will lead the SEC in blocked shots. She will lead the SEC in defensive rating. She's going to average a double-double this season for South Carolina. And the other teams, that might not mean as much because you're playing 34, 35 minutes per basketball game. So you play that many minutes, you're supposed to do that if you're a really good talent. But Ashton Watkins is going to do a double-double and play about 24 minutes per basketball game. She averaged 9 points and 7 rebounds and almost 2.5 blocks per game this past season. What's going to happen? She get an extra 4 or 5 minutes per game. That's Ashlyn Watkins. Tessa Johnson. We saw what Tessa Johnson did in postseason play. We saw it in the SEC tournament. We saw it in the NCAA tournament. Everybody knew about tea time with Tessa. Everybody knew that Tessa Johnson has arrived, but it wasn't like that at the beginning of the season this past year. Tessa wasn't getting any minutes. The 25th recruit from the class of 2023 from Minnesota was not getting a lot of minutes. But we saw what happened. You can't keep a good woman down. She got better and better. And one thing about Tessa with that pretty rainbow shot, one thing about Tessa is she ain't scared. She ain't scared. She ain't scared of nobody. She ain't scared of the moment. She ain't scared of no situation. Tessa Johnson is the truth. And she's returning. Yeah. Tessa Johnson is back in her sophomore year, looking to capitalize, looking to build on the season she had previously. And the fourth returning key player returning is Sakima Walker. Sakima Walker is a player that is under the radar. I say she's under the radar because she's a 4-star recruit. She bounced around Rutgers, went to JC, now she's South Carolina, but she's a champion. I believe that the 6'5" queen is going to do business this season. I believe that. I believe that last season it took some time to adjust again from JC to Power 5 basketball, and it takes even more time to adjust to elite level basketball. I know it was a shock to the system. When she was at Rutgers ain't had that. Hell no. They ain't had that. When then she was playing junior college, they ain't had that. South Carolina built different. They not like us. No. But I believe that now, the growth that she did during this past season and another off season, I think we're going to see the best of Sakima Walker. I really do. And the final one is Sania Feagin. Sania Feagin, 6'3", top 5 recruit in the class of 2021. That vaunted 2021 recruiting class that had Raymond Johnson, Sania Feagin, Bree Hall, Sania Rivers. Awesome. I think she's turned the corner big time this past season. I believe that she's going to ball out this season. Offensive moves on top of offensive moves. But what she showed me this past season, what really kept her on the bench and not getting, major minutes was her defense. Her defense improved, y'all. Sania Feagin proved that she a grown woman down there. She feisty. She get into it. I love it. I really do. Sania Feagin, senior year, look for Sania Feagin to do some work. Real talk. So we got that's the second reason why I believe that Carolina is going to go back to back. And the third reason is because of just overall talent. South Carolina has something that no other basketball team in the country has. South Carolina has 12 5-star recruits. 13 players on the roster, 12 5-star recruits and 1 4-star recruits in Sakima Walker. Everybody else is 5-star recruit. Everybody else is top 50. Everybody else is top 40 in the country during their respective recruiting classes. No other school has that. The closest school is UConn. UConn the closest school, and they are talented. UConn is a very good basketball team. My opinion, UConn is the second best team in the country. South Carolina, UConn, and then Texas. UConn has 11 players who have 5-star status beside them when they were coming out of high school. Carolina got 12. It just adds to the fact of how talented this team is. Okay? The net ranking that South Carolina had last season was number 1. Number 1 in net ranking. Strength of schedule, 13th in the country. So that meant that South Carolina didn't dodge anyone during the season. Just by comparison's sake, I have to throw it out there. LSU's strength of schedule was 145th last season and finished below South Carolina in terms of net ranking by a wide margin. Yeah. What if South Carolina had the 145th ranked strength of schedule? Some of these comments or some of these disputes that we have in regards to all American, all SEC, all this, that, and the third, would have been stacking stats like that as well. But the only thing we stacking is championships. What? Offensive rating, even the 13th, strength of schedule had an offensive rating of 3rd in the country. Defensive rating, you already know, is number 1. Number 1 this year, next year, the year after that. South Carolina will always be the best defense in the country. Always. As long as Dawn Staley is coaching, always. That's a given. So that's the third reason. The depth of South Carolina compares to no one else. The closest one is UConn, who is nipping at the feet of the Gamecocks. But they're not there yet. And they're coming off, Paige Beckers came back and played, who I believe the best player in college basketball. Asia Fudd was out again. Will they be? I don't have the confidence to say that Paige Beckers and Asia Fudd are going to play the whole season because they have not. They haven't. So what makes me think now they're going to play the whole season again? I don't know. And they lost two players in Aaliyah Edwards, who's a high draft pick, Nika Mule, who played a lot and was, drafted. We talk about Camila Cardoza. They missing two starters who played 30-some minutes per basketball game. But they're very talented. They are very talented. And the fourth reason that the Gamecocks are going to go back-to-back champions is Head Coach Dawn Staley and his coaching staff. I don't like to toot my own horn, but we got the best coaching staff in basketball. We do. Not because I'm a follower of a fan of the South Carolina Gamecock women's basketball team. I just believe that Dawn Staley has accomplished more as a player and as a coach than anybody walking the court in women's basketball. Anybody. I also believe that she has accomplished more as a player and a coach than anybody in college basketball, men or women. I believe that. I mean, if I'm wrong, check me. Somebody check me if I'm wrong. But I believe I'm right. And her assistant coaches are loyal. Her assistant coaches are talented. Her assistant coaches are wonderful. When you have players who love their assistant coaches, recruits who love their assistant coaches, you're talking about something. And there was this thing that was going around like Dawn Staley is not an X and O's coach. I'm like, what? Like, what do we talk about? Dawn Staley not an X and O coach. You legitimately, Dawn Staley is in the conversation for the best point guard who ever lived in women's basketball. Legitimately. But don't know X's and O's? Really? Well, that's stupid. That don't make no sense. It doesn't. Dawn Staley is her. And she's the fourth reason Carolina will go back-to-back this upcoming season. The fifth reason, and I just had to lead this one to number 5. The fifth reason that South Carolina women's basketball team will go back-to-back is we better than y'all. We better than y'all. All y'all. We talking about Texas, we better than y'all. We talking about UConn, we better than y'all. We talking about whoever team you want to discuss, we are better than all of them. Southern Cal, doing all this transferring, getting number one, we better than y'all too. Notre Dame, y'all doing some work, we better than y'all as well. UCLA, Iowa State, LSU, Oklahoma, Baylor, all these basketball teams cannot rock with South Carolina women's basketball. Yeah, you can't. I'm sorry for your loss. You need to recruit better and you need to transfer better. That's what you need to do. In order to compete with the South Carolina Gamecocks, those are the things you need to do. That's it. And you ain't there yet. I am sorry. South Carolina will win back-to-back championships. And I said back-to-back. I'm already claiming back-to-back. But we ain't even started this back-to-back. And I'm talking about the next year back-to-back. We are the best basketball team out of all the Division I teams by a margin. Woo! This includes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you the gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will.
J-Rock did this beat.